Alright, you guys, I am really happy to be doing this video, but let me kind of explain the situation. Alright, so I was really satisfied to come across all the realizations that I have come across as a part of this video journalism course. Now, the video journalism course is important for two reasons. So please, as a legal scholar, I want you to really not drive yourself insane. Some of the changes that go on in this world are on a frequency that may be invisible in the current body you have. So I'm going to read some things that talk about how I have more power than this world. At the same time, we're going to discuss the empirical evidence question, because empirical evidence is basically the empire. It's the empire, but we don't call it an empire because that's a negative connotation. It kind of sounds like you're objectifying the things of this world, and that's selfish. So it's not bad. I just say it has a negative connotation. I'm going to end up going over this myself because some of these points have such a deep realization that if you don't concentrate specifically on the arrangement of the words as well as the words themselves at the same time, it's going to be hard to get the full significance as well as meaning. So the reason I put significance first is because in my life, I enjoy learning. So I enjoy going through the process. I enjoy, fleshing things out. I really enjoy it a lot. So it has significance to me. But it also has meaning because it's like St. Louis. You definitely want to be cool enough to be rational, but you still want to feel something. You want to feel that love and enjoyment. So you have to learn a balance in order to get the full enjoyment of it, because you'll be able to get what you need as well as be rational and remain functioning. Alright, so that's all to say. Alright, everything is not going to be evident in this video, but the statement is 100% true. I have more power than this world, and I was able to really find a satisfying answer because of the representation that I drew for the party promotion. The party promotion is about how me and my brother are the living will. So because we represent this part of his life, that 6 is only symbolic. Alright, so because it's only symbolic, it really can be seen in so many other different ways, which is kind of like when you see the letters that have a movie inside of them. That's what this is. It's symbolic as well as it serves a purpose. So the form of it is going to show, but the substance is something that is beyond the scope of this video. This video is not going to show the entire scope of it. So with that being said, alright, I finally found something that is satisfying for myself, because I used to really be concerned about the fact that nobody could relate to that. It was hard for me to accept that. And now I am at a level where I have an answer that is satisfying me. Now before, I knew the truth, and I have the truth now. And because I have the truth, I thought it would be redundant to make a video about this point, but it's necessary because I'm going to have to really make a decision. Here's where we are, and I'll go ahead and read some about it. This is going to be probably, for some of you, it's going to be unnecessarily long, but for some of you, it's going to be necessarily long. So we're kind of like with both. And I love you all like my own. I love my children as me. And I've come from this experience, I've come to realize that there's a lot of redeeming value to people that you can't even see yet. But even the ones that you can't see, they impact the world in a way that I have all the power as an imperial that I will ever desire. And it may be all the power that I will ever need. Maybe. May. As in, I can accept that now. The question is, if it's not obvious at this point, why would I want to do anything else with you, as in the inhabitants of this world? So it should be obvious. And I know that it is obvious. And I did everything to make it obvious. And I think 100% of people are now at the point where they have the realization. I had to go that extra mile for myself and go that extra way for myself because I have to still get it into my realization. And today I did, but the full enjoyment is going to come from when I'm able to make it a collective experience. Alright, so that was what I was concerned about, is if I'm, doing this video, it really is something that I'm doing because I don't know if I would ever want to be in contact with someone if it wasn't obvious to them how much success we have and how much accomplishment we have. And that's part of the reason why I am going to do an interview. I'm going to do an interview discussing a range of topics, including my relationship with those like David. Because I think we'll always meet at the point. It's a hallmark point, basically. And hallmark means that there is a lot packed into it. It's deep. It's a really deep point. And there's a lot of everything in it. But what you need to realize is we'll always meet around that same point. But if you ever go to any other sector of life, it's very dangerous. So because of that, I personally think this is better than anything else I could have imagined. But that former self is still necessary. That former self is the reason I'm here today. So because of that, the former self is still a necessity because it's what brought me to this point today. And I'm sending that directly to Washington University in St. Louis, but I don't really need a response from them. I've already determined that they're not understanding enough for me to desire their contact. It's almost like I'm way above them in terms of my educational level, and who I am is more powerful than what that university will ever be. So for me to even require a response, it's not too much. It's just not something that I want. But anyways, I'm going to keep on going with this. Let me read something that I wrote because my journalism is awarded for its relevance. So the controversy comes is, it seemed like it was too much. And in truth, it is, in fact, too much for this world. And that's why I'm just now starting to be satisfied with the fact I have to just admit. I have to admit that my power is too much for this world. Because until I admit it, it's going to seem like a hassle. It's going to seem a hassle. So I know it's hard for others to digest, but it's never hard for me to imagine. It's never hard for me to imagine, and I do believe with all my heart and soul exactly what I've stated. I've stated that Imperial Marguerite Lurling Dilworth, myself, the one speaking with you, has more power than this world. And I'm going to read some other things too. So, the representation I drew has a message that has relayed truth for us all. But people are trying to interpret it in a way that is taken away from the full message. When you do that, it doesn't hurt me because I know what's implied. It's only going to hurt yourself. So be aware of that. But I only say that in love and truth because I've come to really love you all as my own. I really have. And I didn't expect that. But it may be something that you never experience. And maybe it's one of those type of things. It has value in itself. So there's no need to even worry about it. But what we need to also realize is that the empirical evidence has helped to establish this point. And because of that, I know, I'm confident there'll be other reports. Alright, so that is my own realization. I want to spend more time operating the truth than accounting to the ungrateful. And I think that my true desire is that we all respect our truth and do as is expected in a very successfully evolved business culture. With that, I am happy with the title that I received. We will reference this again in due point and in due time because it's such a deep realization that we may spend a lot of time with it. And if we spent forever on the realization, it wouldn't bother me, and I'm sure it wouldn't bother a lot of people who are secure in the power and love and fulfillment that they have. Thank you. I will make this public. The only reason why I am making some of the other videos privatized and for sale is because I realized that in order for you to receive the full benefit, one, it will have to be in a more acceptable form. And I can admit that. I am mature enough to admit that I need to beautify it, and that is to make it more beautiful in appearance. And two, these points are really significant. And maybe if you were to put some consideration, such as compensation, such as money, you'll appreciate it so much better because you will finally be at the stage where it has meaning and significance in your life. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video, but I'm explaining why some of the links are leaving indication that it is a private video. And it is. It's very much going to be a part of a private collection. But once you have given the proper consideration, the proper exchange, which is right now in the form of donation, once you've given that donation, you will be released a format of the video and its teachings. Alright, that is for the benefit of everyone. This will remain, and hopefully the next time we speak, I will be able to account for more of the lessons, all of the lessons that we have already explored and already encountered. Goodbye.